It is hard to believe that it has been 20 years since the PlayStation 2 launched and changed the video game landscape forever. To celebrate, we've assembled some folks from the retro game community to give you 20 hidden gems for 20 years of the PlayStation 2. It's going to be a two-part mega collab. What are we drinking
today? We're drinking Mr. Pumpkin by Mother's Brewing Company. It's a pumpkin ale.
All right, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's talk about 20 hidden gems for 20 years of the PlayStation 2.
Hi, this is Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters, and you're watching Gaming Off the Grid.
All right, you have arrived in part one of the PlayStation 2 20th anniversary mega collab.
Yes.
We've assembled some of our favorite folks in the retro game community to talk about hidden gems or games that don't get talked about enough on the PlayStation 2. Such an expansive library.
Oh, I love it. It has one of the biggest libraries. I'm so excited. We've been celebrating it all year long, 20 years. One more year, dude, and you can finally have a beer with us. I think we just jump in. Let's talk about some hidden gems.
Here we go. We're going to kick it off with Miss JLove81. Take it away.
Hey guys, I'm JLove81. And even though I love my PS1, it was really the PS2 that made me fall in love with PlayStation. And one of those games came out in 2004, and that is Katamari Damasi. Not a lot of people heard of this game back then or even played it. It's a really strange game, but extremely addictive and relaxing. So the King of Cosmos accidentally exploded the stars and the moon, sends his son to Earth with an adhesive ball. And you have to roll the ball and pick up items and make it so large that it eventually will become a star. So the ball, it's like, I guess once you get the mechanics down, which is a little tough, you use the two thumbsticks, the analog sticks, to move the ball. Once you get through the tutorial, it is a fantastic game, a fantastic time. The soundtrack is very, very catchy, I must say. But you get the ball bigger and bigger, picking up objects like thumbtacks. And the bigger it gets, you could pick up pencils, people, cars, buildings. It is extremely addictive. There's also a two-player mode, so split screen mode. And it also spawned a series of Katamari Damasi games, including a remastered version on the Nintendo Switch, Katamari Damasi Reroll. So yes, I highly recommend the original. So go back in time, pop in the original, you will not be sorry. So, thanks guys.
Hey, KinsZilla here, and first of all, thank you to Gaming Off the Grid for having me. This is awesome. And happy birthday to the PS2. And next year, I'll buy you a drink. The PS2 is so awesome, and it had like one of the longest lives, I feel like, of almost any system. And it has so many games. Pretty sure it's like the largest game library. And it also has a big like smattering of games like shooters, RPGs, strategy games. Like, I think that's the best part about it, is it doesn't really have like, this is this genre system, you know. There was just so much to it, and it was a lot of people's first DVD player, which made it even more popular. And it had such a long life that it lasted like beyond the PS3 launch, which was awesome. And that's where my hidden gem comes in, which is Grimoire. This is a real-time strategy game by Vanillaware. Most people, if you've heard of Vanillaware, you heard of like, you know, Odin Sphere, Dragon's Crown. I think this one's a little bit lesser known. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. You basically play as Lilith and you're accepted into like a magical school, and it's kind of like an RTS meets magical student drama meets Groundhog's Day. Because you do a little bit of like repeating days and trying to like do things a little bit differently to solve the mystery, and it's pretty sweet. So, if you're looking for an RTS that's a little bit off the wall, definitely check out Grimoire. Happy birthday, PS2.
I, like many, loved my PlayStation 2. A lot of great games for it, a lot of great wrestling games for it, there's a lot of great RPGs, a lot of great imports, too. The PlayStation 2 was the only console that I didn't have when it came out. That was actually the console I married into. I had the other consoles, I had the other systems, but it was my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, who had the PlayStation 2, so just played that one. Of course, now I have my own PlayStation 2 and all that, but growing up, not growing up, this was like, what, 20 years ago, that's what we had. That's what it was. So, So there's that. Still have it. Some great games on it. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus came from there. One of my favorite games of all time. A lot of people know about that one. But want to definitely give a shout out to my good friend Maximo, which was sold as a 3D Ghosts and Goblins. And when you played it, it's not very Ghosts and Goblins-like, but I like it. It's a 3D action platformer. And the PlayStation 2 did 3D action platformers very well. So many great games from that, including Maximo. To me, it feels like it's inspired by Ghosts and Goblins, even though it's totally Capcom, it's totally Ghosts and Goblins. But it's called Maximo, and you won't find Ghosts and Goblins anywhere on here. And if you loved this one, you'll love the other one too. So, some great games for the PlayStation 2. 20 years, congratulations. It's a good look, man.
Hey everybody, Algebra here. Thanks so much, Robert and Wes, for having me be a part of this. Can't believe the PlayStation 2 has been around for 20 years. That's insane. Such an amazing console, such a great library. I'm still learning about games today that I've never heard of that sound awesome. The game I'm going to talk about today that I think is a little overlooked and I really don't hear people talk about ever is Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider was made by 2K and it followed the plot of the movie where you take control of Johnny Blaze as you seek out Vengeance, Blackheart, and Scarecrow to take them down. So now it's very, very God of War-esque, but I would say it's a poor man's God of War. So you've got your chain that you attack enemies with, but you can also use your Penance Stare and your Hellfire Shotgun. You can do combos. You can upgrade as you go to get different combos, to get increased health, to increase your Spirit Link, all that kind of stuff. But I think where this game really shines are the motorcycle levels. These are so much fun. You jump over gaps, you slide under trucks and barriers, you're attacking enemies, eventually you learn the double jump, and they are just so much fun. Now, part of the problem with this is it's hard to see on some of those levels, so you end up taking a lot of deaths, but it honestly does not matter. I never failed at the game, never had to use a continue or anything like that. It's relatively easy. Now, it's not as good as God of War or Devil May Cry, stuff like that, but it's a solid game. If you like Marvel, if you like Ghost Rider, it's definitely a game that you should check out. And it's really not too long of a game, pretty easy beat. So definitely check out Ghost Rider.
The PlayStation 2 has a very special place for me in my retro gaming heart. It's the console that kicked off my video games career. I worked at Sony PlayStation's London studio where I helped push out the PlayStation 4, the PS Vita, I created the PlayStation Trophy system, and I created a number of PS2 and PS3 games. The Getaway series being one of the franchises I helped to create. And as fate would have it, the game that came out at the same time as The Getaway is also the game that I have just released as a remaster, and that's Mafia Remake. Now the shameless plug is over, it's time to talk about my hidden gem on the PS2. Above me, I've got over 230 PS2 games. And there's one game that I love in particular, and a game that I consider a real hidden gem amongst all these classic games. And that's Zone of Enders. Now, one of the most important things to know about Zone of Enders is that it shot to popularity not because of its genius gameplay and stunning artwork, but because it shipped with this, the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo. At its core, Zone of Enders is a manga mech, fast-paced VFX frenzy shoot-'em-up. And the story revolves around two giant mecha called orbital frames. Now these two giant mechs are actually keys for a mega weapon on a human colony, which is attacked and one of the orbital frames is stolen. Now during this attack, our hero Leo is thrown into the other orbital frame called Ada, and together they embark on a quest to retrieve the stolen orbital frame. Zone of Enders is quite simply one of the best shoot-'em-ups on the PS2. Visually stunning, amazing gameplay mechanics, and great storyline. If you love your shoot-'em-ups, manga, or like me, Robotech, then this game is going to be right up your street.
What do you get when you take one cool thing and double it? You get...
the PlayStation 2!
Still to this day in 2020, the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling home video game console ever. Just look at the charts. The PlayStation 2 was the console that defined my high school years and probably a big reason why I barely graduated. And there's one game in particular that I feel like not a lot of people have played or even heard of before. It's an action rhythm game by Koei called Gitaru Man. The player takes the role of U1, a kid who's trying to stop musical mega-villains from cramping his style, yo. With his trusty robot dog Puma and his awesome Daft Punk looking Gibson guitar, you literally slay evil with guitar solos. Do I have to say any more? Gitaru Man is easy to pick up, but difficult to master. But most of all, it's mad fun. That's what the Animerica quote on the back says. If you want to get your hands on a copy of Gitaroo Man, you're going to be paying a lot of money, at least $100 plus for a minty CIB copy like this. There's also a PSP port for this game, which is just as rare and just as expensive, so unless you're a simp like me, you're probably never going to play this game. Anyway, that's all the time I have. Happy birthday, PlayStation 2. You gave me many years of happiness and still more to come. I'm Sean from the Nerd Lair. Stay nostalgic.
I don't know if I ever told you I hate this controller, but what I don't hate is the PS2 console. It's 20 years now, man. I'm getting all fat and bald, but whatever, it is what it is. What an amazing console. One of the greatest for a lot of people. They say it's the best one. For me, it's not the best one, but it's one of the greatest. It's a great console, amazing games, wow, amazing library. So yeah, happy birthday, PlayStation 2, and also the Iowa Bros Gaming Off the Grid. Awesome guys, thank you for having me here. Asked me to talk about a secure game, one game that I love that almost nobody talks about it, and I got the perfect game. Look at this, Rise of Honor. Really good game. It's kind of funny because when that game came out, I was very into martial arts movies, and especially Jet Li. It was the golden days of Jet Li. So when that game came out, I was super excited. I bought it day one. Really good game. It's a shooter mixing with fighting, platformer, and the story is really good. It's like a movie. So you guys can check it out. Happiness for everybody. Happy birthday, PlayStation. I hope the PS5 is good as the PS2. The console is ugly. I think the PS2 is more beautiful, but I don't doubt the PS5 is gonna be a great console. Let's see. It is what it is. Happiness to everybody, and take care. Be safe.
What's up, everybody? Emceemur here for Gaming Off the Grid, and we're here to talk about the PlayStation 2 anniversary. We're here to talk about hidden gems and games that are possibly overlooked, and I have something here for you for sure. This is a game you just don't hear people talking about. Victorious Boxers 2 Fighting Spirit. Based on the anime, this is the second in the series. I picked this up about 13 years ago at a secondhand shop because it was a boxing game, and I bought every boxing game, every wrestling game. If it had a ring in it, I had to have it. I love fighting. But man, what I got here was so much more than I thought I was going to get. I mean, it looks unique just at a glance, but you got such a great story here. You got a game that just will immerse you, does such a great job of having you invested in what's going on in it, as you won't just play as one character. You're going to play as so many different ones as you unlock them. You're going to fight with different characters as you come to their fights in the story. It just does a great job at what it does. Different modes, it's just a must-have, and again, it's just a game you don't hear people talking about. It's somewhat uncommon, but it's fantastic, and it's a game that I would recommend to any PlayStation 2 owner. You just gotta have it. Emceemur signing off. We'll see you on the next one.
What's good, my pack rats and Gaming Off the Grid, my bros? Thank you for letting me join in on this 20th anniversary special of our favorite gems from the PlayStation 2. Now, I could tell you my game, or I could show you. Let's do it. got a hidden gem here that I could not pass up. I've wanted to talk about it for a while, and that is a game that was actually developed by Santa Monica Studios. That is right. These are the same developers that made the God of War series, but before they made that, they made a racing game, and that racing game is called Kinetica. And Kinetica was early 2000s, crazy, over-the-top, outlandish, anti-gravity racer, and they did a great job of it. I would say Kinetica is definitely a hidden gem on the PlayStation 2 that a lot of people may have seen the cover of, but maybe skipped past it. I suggest this one right now. I think you can get it for like $10, so it's absolutely a great value. This is not a hidden gem that's gonna break your bank. Have a blast, enjoy yourselves, and gaming off the grid, be well to each other, my bros. I will catch you guys next time.
All right, it is almost a wrap, as you've got 9 amazing games to go out and try tracking down for the PlayStation 2. A huge thanks to all the content creators that helped us with this collab. We love all of these channels. In the description below, which is going to get a little messy.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
But we're going to put links to every single one of their channels. If you're not following these folks, what are you doing?
Go do it.
Yeah, some great content there, but we have a hidden gem ourselves.
Yes, we do. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you already know what we're going to talk about. This game is new to us in 2020, and that is the Red Star. This is such a fantastic hidden gem on the PS2. It's a beat 'em up mixed with a shmup, and it blends them together so perfectly. There's like a level up mechanic too. Like the better you do in levels, the more points you get to upgrade your stuff, so then you're better in the game.
Yeah, this game gets hard as hell though. This is a game we have not beat yet.
No, it's
it's very tough. We're hoping to get it done. We've been chipping away at it. I think this game would have done a lot better in a different time.
Yeah.
It's kind of an ode, I feel like, to that 90s era. If you're a beat 'em up fan, you would love this game. If you're a Contra fan, you would love this game. If you're a shooter fan, spaceship shooter fan, you would love this game. It blends all of these together.
And it does it so perfectly.
Harmoniously, and I think this game really thrives playing it couch co-op.
Yes.
Because the game's hard, but having that other person there really helps.
And it is nice because there's a couple different characters you can choose from, and there's a chick who's faster, like traditional beat 'em ups. Then there's a dude who's stronger, but he's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So playing it co-op, it's nice because you can have the best of both worlds, and they all have different powers, different attacks. Dude, this game is so addicting, so much fun, so hard. And I just love how like the camera moves into like these different perspectives, top down, side view. It's just so cool, and I don't know what else to say about it.
It's definitely a can't miss game if you're into those type of co-op games of yesteryear, and what a perfect blend. I think what I really like about this game, and it makes it very difficult though, is like in the bullet hell levels, you still got to worry about bad guys on the ground, and so the bullets,
really tough.
Not only do you have to find the pattern, but then you've also got to keep an eye on your surroundings because these people are trying to beat your freaking
and
ass.
if they hit you, it pushes you into the bullets. It makes it so much harder than just like dodging bullets in bullet hell. And I'm surprised more people don't know about this game. We found out about this game because of the comment section on one of our videos. So it's just so cool.
And this isn't one of those games, there's some games that are like hidden gems and, you're like, it's pretty good. I wish they would have done this. This game, literally, I don't know what they could have done to make this better.
No,
this game is so fun.
It's so perfect. We talk about it ad nauseum. And it's a bucket list game to beat, hopefully, in 2020.
So there's the first 10 hidden gems. You guys are going to have to tune in. I think we're doing part 2 tomorrow.
Yes.
So you guys will have to tune into that. But we got to do a little beer review before we wrap things up. We have got a beer from Mother's Brewing. It is
Mr. Pumpkin. Comes in at 5.2%.
We've actually picked this up down at the brewery. We were down there hanging out with Do You Nerd, who's going to make an appearance in part 2 with some more hidden gems. What do you think of this beer?
So this is just a good, straightforward pumpkin ale. It's not too heavy. It's not too crazy. It's 5.2%, so it's a super light pumpkin ale. It has a really good pumpkin flavor. It's a good easy drinker. I think if you're a fan of pumpkins and lighter beers, you would really enjoy this.
Yeah, for sure. I think you nailed it right on the head. It's a very thin mouthfeel on this one. Just a traditional ale. You can definitely get into some higher octane pumpkin beers this time of year that maybe, higher on the ABV.
Yep.
And a lot of stouts.
More aggressive, yeah.
So if you're looking for something that, like you said, just an easy drinker, this is a winner. Mother's Brewing is a great brewery in the Midwest.
I'm so excited to go back there. Every beer I've had from them has been so good.
They do really good work.
And this is just a beer for the masses.
Yeah.
And you know what else is for the masses? The freaking PlayStation 2, guys. everyone that I knew had one.
Yep.
And most people that I still know still have one. That's incredible. That says so much about the console.
No matter where you stand in the argument, I'm sure everybody's got their own opinions and own favorite consoles, but it's hard to argue how epic the PlayStation 2 was. We greatly appreciate you tuning in to 20 years of the PlayStation 2 and 20 hidden gems. You've got 10 of them out of the way. There are 10 more coming down the pipe in part 2 in tomorrow's video, so you're going to want to check that out. Thanks again to all the content creators that helped join in this mega collab endeavor, showing our love for the PlayStation 2. We'll see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid.
Mr. Pumpkin.
Mr. Blumpkin.
I'm excited for this.
We call it. My nickname's always been Pumpkin Tits.
Pumpkin Tits.
Roll in. I'm a 5.0 with my rag top down so my hair can blow. The girlies don't stand by waiting just to say hi. Oh, hell no, they don't. So I just keep rolling. I'm asked to roll ahead to the next block. And then I realized the block was dead, yo. So I just continued to A1A. Detroit Avenue. Who's gonna make an appearance in part 2 of the 20 hidden gems. Oh, thank you so much, Dad. What is it? And he's like, well, I mean, I can't give away the surprise.
Yeah,
I gotta open it. And he opens it, and the kid's like, baseball stuff! And he's like, baseball stuff!
Because he didn't.
Yeah, he had no idea. So, guys, we appreciate you tuning in to part 1 of the 20 hidden gems in 20 years of... It is hard to believe the PlayStation 2 is 20 years old. Time has flown by. It is hard to believe it's been 20 years since the PlayStation